Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching this from. This is my Liverpool versus Manchester City match review, and wow, what a thrilling game that was. What a thrilling draw that was, as it ended, as probably expected, ended all square in a 1-1 draw. But it was not a boring 1-1 draw, it was a game of two halves, you have to say. A game of two halves, you have to say Man City were a better team first half and disturbed the so we'll go straight into it then. Obviously, Man City named the stronger lineup. We decided to start Salah from the bench and start with Elliott in the front three with Núñez and Diaz. The midfield, as you expected, and Twenza, Terrell Twenza, a massive game for him to start against Manchester City. Gomez at left back and Conor Bradley at right back. I mean, I was quite shocked by that. I was quite shocked Robertson wasn't starting, to be honest with you. I thought it would be Robertson at left back and Gomez at centre back alongside Van Dijk. Obviously, Konate out injured. Metafitcher said it was going to be a massive blow for Liverpool. In this game, Konate being out, well, wasn't he proven one? I knew he would get proven one, because everyone was writing Liverpool off before this game, saying, "Oh, Konate's a massive miss." But I always had faith in Liverpool. I've always had faith in my team. I said we will still get a result against Man City. I can still see us getting a result, because Man City, they must be thinking, what the hell is it at Anfield? Why can't we get a result at Anfield? Especially after they took the lead as well, Man City. After the first 10 minutes, it was a proper onslaught for Man City. Then 10 minutes after the first 10 minutes, we had our 10-minute spell, didn't we, where we threw into the game, got ourselves into the game. Conor Bradley had a cross in it where Darwin Núñez couldn't put it in. And but Man City, after that won a play. After we had our 10-minute spell in the first half, Man City took the lead. Beautiful corner, yes, but you have to be real. Beautiful corner, the way they worked that set piece as well. De Bruyne corner. John Stones running at the front post to slot it in. Well, to squeeze it in, really, wasn't it? To squeeze it in. I mean, it took a couple of seconds, didn't it, to see if it went over the line, because even though I saw John Stones celebrate, and I was like, yeah, but is it over the line? I honestly thought it was hit the side netting, to be honest with you. I honestly thought it hit the side netting. I mean, Stones was celebrating, but at the same time, you'd be thinking, well, why is Stones celebrating if it hits the side netting? I mean, it was one of them. Yeah, a bit of a weird one. Especially when you watch it on TV, it was like, is it in? But yeah, it was in. And obviously, Stones and obviously Pace celebrate in front of the fans. Beautiful corner, you have to say. But for me, Darwin Núñez was marking John Stones. And I'm wanting Núñez to get more stronger and more aggressive marking to John Stones. So I think you have to pay him Núñez for leaving his man there, to be honest with you. I don't think you can pay him Taylor. Too quick, wasn't it, that corner? It was too quick, and I don't think Taylor could do anything to keep that out, despite he got contact on it. So yeah, beautiful corner for Man City, still 1-0 up. And I would even say after that, it was quite strange for Man City. They decided to back off, didn't they? They decided to back off and sit back and be more relaxed on the ball, instead of trying to get a second. Try and get a second until you are hurled off, because I think this is a more. I do think this is a more worse result for Man City for me, because I think Man City should be kicking themselves more, in my opinion, especially with that first half. To say everything and if we beat Liverpool, it's a statement for us. And all of a sudden we're ahead of both Arsenal and Liverpool. And plus, you're not taxing Man City if they are ahead, especially in the running as well. Simple as that. So I do think this result is more better for us. to be honest with you, and Arsenal, because Arsenal and Liverpool will be thinking, just keep ahead of Man City, keep ahead of them. That's what you need to do to beat Man City. But yeah, half time at 1-0, I was thinking, I don't even think we played that bad. I was thinking at half time, we had not really played that bad, to be honest with you. Man City, but maybe that's because Man City did sit back after they go 1-0 up. And actually, that caused Man City their own problems, to be honest with you, when they sat back. Maybe complacency. I won't say complacency, but they made their own problems. And it's like Jurgen thought at half time, you know what? We have to say Man City deserved that first half, lead. But you think to yourself, but we're only 1-0 down. With the yarn up we thought as well, we're only 1-0 down. Second half, wow, complete contrast to the first half. We were all over Man City in the second half, and straight away, a moment of madness from Nathan Ake, short back pass and down Nunes, does past Ederson. Ederson takes Nunes out. There is a bit of debate about that, I say, because I know, obviously, during the day, you're thinking, yeah, definite penalty. But I say, I need to be honest, I don't think there's much contact on Nunes, actually. I think there's little contact on Nunes from Ederson, but I do think Nunes is making a lot out of it as well, with the dive he did. So I do, but then we can talk about, well, the penalty later on that we didn't get for at the time, which we'll get on to. I'm 50-50 on the Nunes penalty. I say I am 50-50, but great play from Nunes, isn't it? Great play from Nunes to cause Ake, whoever caused Ake to have that moment of madness with short back pass. I think Ake and Ederson are both to blame for being given the penalty. I think they are both to blame for that, because Ake and Ederson no communication there. Ake, short back pass, a poor pass to Ederson, let's be real. And Ederson for taking Nunes out, you have to say. I mean, could Ederson have waited in his goal? I don't know, but obviously we know what happened after that. It actually caused Ederson to go off injured, which is a massive blow, in my opinion, for Man City. I think that's a massive blow. Some people rate Ortega, but I've seen Man City fans they are quite worried about Ederson's injury. And they do think Ortega, yes, we will, he's not Ederson's level, is he? And Ortega, I actually think he is a bit suspect, Ortega. So again, we might think to ourselves, we have to kick ourselves as well for the chances Luis Diaz wasted. But we did that the equaliser, obviously from that penalty for Alexis McAllister. Alexis McAllister, World Cup winner. And I think he would have took the penalty as well, wouldn't he, at the World Cup as well? Cool, calm on the penalty spot. Ederson went the right way, but it was right in the corner for Alexis McAllister. There's no saving that to make it 1-1. And honestly, an absolute uproar. It's like Anfield did it's like that moment of madness from Man City awoke Anfield. Let's be real. And after that, that's what it was. It was a proper onslaught from us. Proper onslaught on us having chances. And City had probably 2 chances, I can remember, in the second half. Phil Foden, where Terra saved it, and Jeremy Doku, who hit the post in the 89th minute. I think they're the only chances Man City had, to be honest with you. And Liverpool, Diaz, for me, I think Diaz was brilliant in the second half. He was brilliant in the second half. Diaz causing problems for Man City. But Luis Diaz, for me, he was very scruffy on his finishing. I think the one he needed, that chance he should be putting away is where he's 1-on-1 in goal, and he tried to. I know what he was trying to do, trying to bend it in the right hand corner. But he had options. Diaz, he could have easily done past the keeper. As well. or even not met the goalkeeper. And I think that's the big chance for me that Liverpool had in the second half. That is the big chance for me, where for me you need to be putting that away, in my opinion. And we'll come on to now the controversy in the 99th minute. We had fucking 9 added minutes. And of course, should Liverpool had a penalty, had another penalty, again, through yes, McAllister. I think the ball was bouncing and Jamie Doku, high foot. I mean, it was naive, you have to say. It was naive on Jamie Doku to be putting your foot that high in added time in the final kick of the game as well. And I tell you what, he made contact though. He made contact with McAllister, and you have to say, outside the box, that would be given a free kick as well. It's all about the consistency as well. I'm not actually complaining though. I'm not actually complaining that much that he wasn't given. Because I'm thinking to myself, I think he did touch the ball first, didn't he? Jamie Doku. I think he did touch the ball first, but it was just a follow through on him. And I think the officiating, it's all debatable, isn't it? It's all debatable, the decisions in this game, in my opinion. All debatable. The Man City goal, apparently there was the Man City goal shouldn't counted for a proc. Nah, not for me. I think the Man City goal should have counted for me. I think deserved he got counted. It was just a beautiful corner for Man City. Nunes penalty, I think that's debatable, in my opinion. I do think that's debatable. Obviously, when I was watching it, I was obviously being biased saying it's a penalty. But when I'm looking back at it as a Liverpool fan, I think that's debatable. That's a penalty or not. But you have to pay him neck Nate, haven't you, for the short back pass. And there was contact, to be fair, between Edson and Nunes, but it was minimum contact, in my opinion. It's not like Edison properly took him out, even though it looked that way in the live game. But on the replay, it actually minimum contact. And again, I think this is minimum, in my opinion, with McAllister and Doku. I think it's minimum, in my opinion. But you have to say, well, if Nunes was minimum, surely this penalty should be given then for minimum contact. It's just consistency, isn't it, with VAR? But I'm not going to compare about VAR. I think it's a fair result, in my opinion. I do think it is a fair result, a draw. In my opinion, yeah, we could have won it. But I do think a draw is a fair result. And I think a draw is probably more... Look, it's a hard one. I do think Pep will take a point. But Pep will be thinking, look, we're behind Arsenal. We're behind Liverpool. And this is the first time in Man City, and probably Pep's reign at Man City, where the title is not in their hands in a running. Obviously, apart from last season, obviously it was in Arsenal's hands, wasn't it, last season, and Arsenal bottled it. See how Arsenal do this time in the running. So yeah, it's one of them results, isn't it? I don't think Liverpool. As a Liverpool fan, I'm quite happy with the result. To be honest, especially with the lineup we had out as well, we were all thinking, yeah, Man City should be favourites. It's all about not getting Man City that ahead, in my opinion. If Man City are ahead on into that massive running in April, May, where it matters, you're not touching them, in my opinion. You're not touching them, in my opinion. So it's still all to play for. It's still all to play for when we look at the table now in terms of the rest of the title. Arsenal on 64. Still, I mean, it's mad, isn't it? Arsenal on 64 points, but then 19% of them winning the league. Liverpool's 35%, Man City 46%. I'm not sure I agree with that personally. Not with Arsenal on 19%. I don't think I agree with that. Because you have to say they're favourites, Arsenal. They're favourites now, going into their international break with 10 games to go. Arsenal favourites. Simple as that. Whoever's top of the league are favourites. Simple as that. Obviously, we're tied on points with Arsenal. It's just that goal difference, unfortunately, for Liverpool. We're miles behind on goal difference. But when you have a look at the fixtures for all three teams, Liverpool have to play Sheffield United at home. You love to say that's an absolute goal fest for Liverpool. You'd be thinking to yourself, you should be getting goals in that game to try and make that goal difference back up. Try and catch up with Arsenal on goal difference, because I think goal difference is an extra bonus point for Arsenal. But when you look at their next games, Arsenal, Man City play each other after the international break, and we play. The good thing about that is we play before that game as well at home to Brighton. I fancy ourselves, to be honest with you, at home to Brighton. I just don't think Brighton are the same as last season. Matoma is a massive injury for Brighton as well. So I expect Liverpool to get the job done against Brighton and put press on both City and Arsenal in that one. But when you look at I look at that fixture, yes, for me, and the tough games for Arsenal, the games that Arsenal needs to get by is Man City. The tough games for Arsenal are Man City away, Aston Villa at home. I think Wolves away will be tough because they could be fighting for Europe. Tottenham away, because not London derby. Manchester United away as well. They're fighting for Europe as well, and Chelsea at home. So they are 6 games for Arsenal. They are the tough games for Arsenal for me. You look at Liverpool, the tough games for Liverpool, you have to say away to Manchester United. Away to Fulham can be tough, but I think Fulham have nothing to play for, so I think Liverpool will be fine. West Ham could be bound for Europe, but I think West Ham are very inconsistent. They're boss of chocolates, aren't they? And you saw what Arsenal did at West Ham as well, so I would fancy Liverpool at West Ham. But the games I'm looking at for Liverpool is away to Man United, at home to Tottenham, away to Aston Villa, and away to Everton. I think they're the tough games for Liverpool. They're the games for Liverpool for me. Get through them games with probably all 3 points. I would fancy odds, to be honest with you. Wolves at home, though, on the final day. For the fucking third time. The third time when the race for the title, we got Wolves at home on the final day. We know what happened the last 2 times. We had Wolves at home in the race for the title. We lost out by 1 point. I hope it's not days off through then, to be honest with you. But then we now look at Manchester City's tough games yet. At home to Arsenal, at home to Aston Villa, away to Spurs. You could say away to Nottingham Forest, you know. I mean, we struggled away to Nottingham Forest, and Nottingham Forest will be battling, you just don't know. With Nottingham Forest, they'll be battling for survival as well. I know Luton will be battling for survival, but I think Arsenal will do a job on Luton at home. But away to Nottingham Forest, away to a side battling for relegation, it's a dangerous game for me. So I looked at Nottingham Forest away as well for Man City. They drew there as well last season. At home to Wolves, I think that's a tough game. But I think Wolves away from home, they are a different team, aren't they, away from home Wolves. So I would fancy ourselves more at home to Wolves than away. But still a tough game. Away to Fulham, not easy, going to Craven Cottage. I think they'll do a job in West Ham, and I think they'll do a job in Brighton, to be honest with you. So the games I'm looking at for Man City, where they could drop points, at home to Arsenal, at home to Aston Villa, away to Tottenham. I'm going to say away to Nottingham Forest as well. You don't want to play a team battling for survival away from home. And I'm going to put at home to Wolves there as well. I think them 5 are tough games for Man City. So I think Arsenal got 6 tough games yet. I think Liverpool have got I'm going to say 4 tough games yet for Liverpool, in my opinion. Not 5 tough games, sorry. Everton, Wolves, Tottenham. No, Everton. Yeah, Everton, Wolves, Aston Villa, Tottenham, Manchester United. It's a tough games for Liverpool. So I think Arsenal got 6 tough games. Liverpool got 5 tough games, and Man City got 5 tough games, in my opinion. So I don't want to predict it. Honestly, I don't want to predict who will win the league. To be honest with you, I think there'll be more questions about Arsenal. Obviously, last season this was where Arsenal did bottle it, where in the crucial when it mattered in April and May, that's where Arsenal did bottle it. So there's going to be questions about Arsenal this time. Can they get over that line? Liverpool and Man City. I think Liverpool and Man City have that experience of Arsenal in these run-ins. To be honest with you, Arsenal will have that experience from that season. So I think it's down to the wire between all 3 teams, in my opinion. I think Arsenal will have bottle this time. I think they will have bottle this time, Arsenal. I think we're going to be in for a traumatic final day. I really do. I could see all teams could be in within a chance to still win the league on the final day. But if I'm Liverpool, I'm looking at that Sheffield United game. Get that goal difference up right now. Get that goal difference up. No disrespect to Sheffield United, but I'm be thinking to myself, get that goal difference up. But again, Man City and Arsenal will be thinking that as well at home to Luton. With respect to Luton, I think Arsenal and Man City will fancy themselves and then 2 goals past Luton. I mean, Liverpool won 4-1, didn't they? At home to Luton as well. So it's going down right to the wire, in my opinion, on the final day. I think it's going to the final day, in my opinion. Same with the Wet Dyson battle as well. And it's all about who has that advantage of being top on the final day. Whoever's top on the final day will win the league, in my opinion, will win the title. In my opinion, whoever is top on the final day. Because I think on the final day, I think all the teams will win the final day fixtures, in my opinion. I mean, West Ham, they're boss of chocolates, still, aren't they? So, I mean, that could be a tough game for City. But I think Arsenal and Liverpool, City will win their final day games, in my opinion. But it's all about who is top on the final day. Oh my God, imagine if it comes down to goal difference. Bloody hell. Imagine if it comes down to goal difference. Who scores more wins the league. But I get the feeling it will be like it is now. I think one team will find themselves 1 point behind on the final day, going into the final day, in my opinion. That's where I can see it happening. So it's all about who is top going into the final day. Whoever's top going into the final day wins the league, in my opinion. And people will be like, well, we don't know who'll be top. Exactly. That's why I don't want to predict it just yet. Because you don't think, though, whoever's top going into the final day is going to be an electric atmosphere, isn't it? Whoever the team is at the top going into the final day. So, but I'm proud of us. I'm honestly proud of us this season because you don't think of it, though. You got to think of it. I don't think we were expected the chance for the title because after finishing outside the top 4, start of the season, the safest, the most sensible fans like me would have said, yeah, get back in the top 4, get back in the Champions League. Get back in the Champions League and win the Europa League. But I think we've all exceeded expectations already. We won the Carabao Cup, so we've won a trophy already. I expect us to win the Europa League. And we're right in the title race. So, and obviously with Jurgen, with the announcement of Jurgen leaving back months ago, you're thinking to yourself now, yes, do it for Jurgen. Let's do it for Jurgen now, isn't it? So we didn't have that momentum now of Jurgen leaving, because if we want to win for Jurgen more than the players as well. I think they're all got stories, haven't they? Whoever does win the league, and Mikel Arteta for the job he's done at Arsenal. Arsenal not winning the league since 2004, I think it is. Yeah, 2004. Obviously, which was the Invincibles. And Man City have a story. They could do 4 in the war, 4 new titles in war, and Liverpool, it'll be probably the greatest farewell tour, wouldn't it, for Jurgen Klopp? And we're obviously on that quadruple hunt as well. So it's going to be interesting, people, isn't it? It is going to be interesting. And am I gutted we didn't win the game? Yes, I am gutted we didn't win the game, but it's still done door to the wire. It's still anyone's to pay for. I think what's key is don't use your title rivals, me, and that's going to be key for Arsenal in their next game. I think Arsenal will take a point right now at Man City. I know. It'll probably won't mean that they'll be top if they take a point at Man City, because they'll probably expect Liverpool to do the job. But still not a damn store. And if I'm Arsenal, I'm taking the point at Man City, keep ahead of Man City. Because that's the thing with us and Arsenal. It's all about Man City, isn't it? Try and stay ahead of Man City. If you get Man City dead ahead, it's game over. Then, especially if you get them dead ahead, done in the running as well. You just can't get them dead ahead. Otherwise, I think it is done. Obviously, not done as in because. Well, when I say game over, I don't mean it'll be officially done, because it'll probably still do to the final day with probably the last 2 seasons with City having that advantage of being top. But I do agree with what Darren Neville's coming from and Calder's coming from. He got to stay ahead of Man City, especially going into the final day as well. Just stay ahead of Man City. So, but yeah, it's going to be interesting. It is going to be interesting. So, feel free to leave your thoughts down below on the Liverpool Man City game, and your thoughts down below on these remaining fixtures for all 3 heavyweights in this Premier League title race, as I told them, because they're all 3 heavyweights. Let's be real. And Arsenal have backed it up. They backed it up from that season as well. So feel free to leave your thoughts down below. I'm not predicting who will win the league, to be honest with you, but there is a bit of bias in me saying I think we might do it for Jurgen, to be honest with you. We might do it for Jurgen. But I can't predict it. Honestly. So feel free to leave your thoughts down below. Take care, and I'll see you all in the Manchester United vs Liverpool FA Cup quarter-final match preview. Take care, and see you all later.